Hello everybody, I'm Wolfer, and I'll be your guide to the rending and tearing of this game. You heard me right. We're not just gonna review this game. Oh, no. We're gonna rip this game apart. Kratos style. Don't get me wrong, this game isn't horrid, absolutely, alright? It's just most of it is, to be honest. Before I get ahead of myself, if you don't know what I'm talking about, or you're just blindfolded while picking this game, or maybe you're just curious about what I had to say about this game, we're talking about Evilwest, aka the Yee God of War edition, baby. Woo! Now I can tell this game is basically just a reskin version of 2018 God of War remake, or half the main combat is stolen from the Devil May Cry series, or how the story is kind of like a remade version of The Order 1886, or how it's basically just a reskin nightmare of cowboys, guns, and honestly surprisingly little racially insensitive Native American undertones. I'm gonna be honest, but first I gotta tell you about this game.
You're not staying for the presentation? The whole institute is in town.
I'll pass on the corporate backpatting session.
Evilwest, released November 22nd, 2022, developed by Wild Flying Hawk Studios and published by Focus Entertainment. Evilwest is about Jesse Rentier, a Clint Eastwood The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly ripoff with a single POC companion, Edgar Gravener, who together act as the game's primary cowboy bounty hunters. So they start the game with a weird and confusingly structured train heist that doesn't really tell you what the hell's going on or that you're even really playing the game, other than until you blow up a bridge and kidnap a vampire whose name is Chester, by the way. They don't really get to that until after the fact, and you're strapping him full of dynamite and force him to take you to the Australian Illuminati, aka the Upside Down, the Pyramid, where the Vampire Council is currently going on. We three rudely interrupt to begin a fight with the Vampire Lord, and then just leave. We meet our BBEG Felicity as she's shown off to the vampires as this weird hybrid that's gonna swing the war in their favor, and then just kill her dad and leave. Alright, anyways, shortly after that chaotic entrance, we then head all the way back to the Rentier Institute with zero explanation of the world whatsoever, or the fact that they even have an institute until we meet his dad, William Rentier, and then we get yelled at by the game's resident a-hole, Secretary of War James Harrow, and then that's it. And then as Clyde Eastwood shows off for some reason, that we have lightning powers during this game, our one-dimensional darling Felicity attacks the Institute and sets off the war that plagues the rest of the game. And that's the game. A boss rush between humans and vampires. And that's it. Alright, so here's the thing. First off, my shirt's different. I had to record these on different days. Don't judge, alright? Second off, thank you very much for watching. I don't know if I said that. If I haven't, I'd like to say very much. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you enjoying my video. Now, here's the thing. For a game that's pretty much just a 3D arcade beat 'em up, it's got some pretty cool boss fights. It's also got a lot more repetitive and reused boss fights than original concepts. I mean, did you have fun fighting the only 5 unique boss fights? Oh, and what was that? You had fun with them? Then why don't you fight them again? And then again. And then again. And what's that? You do them at the same time? No way. You're gonna fight them at the same time. I mean, look at this spider motherfucker. They reused him 5 to 6 freaking times. Okay. I'm getting riled up again, and I will continue to get riled up throughout this video. However, I will also, throughout this video, try to both simultaneously yell and compliment this game like a confused step-parent. Because, well, it's actually got some unique and cool stuff. Like that spider mother truck I brought up. He's actually very unique and cool how they bring him up in different manners and ways that are different from the previous boss fights. I would say roughly about 4 times they bring him up in a unique and cool light that reuse him in a different manner, but also still showing the different techniques and ways that the actual game mechanics would work for him. That's cool. However, though, Wild Flying Hog. Now that we all see that you're a capable, and creative designer, what's with the other 85% of the game that is just a repeated boss fights over and over and over again? I mean, like, this is what really grinds my gears, man, alright? Like, this could have been a really cool, unique boss rush game with cowboys, guns, and all this other cool explosions and lightning powers and everything. I mean, it could have been so good. It's the potential that disappoints me. Because it could have been so goddamn good. On our attack, we're actually going to be comparing the BBGs from the God of War Ragnarok game and Evilwest. This is Odin and Felicity. So, I mostly want to do this because I actually beat God of War Ragnarok not too long ago, and I just really want to make a very poignant point. Odin is what Felicity wants to be. But first off, let's start with Odin, a maddeningly manipulative sociopath who was perfectly adapted from the source material and does some of the most horrid stuff I've ever seen, from sowing doubt into Atreus about his own culture and heritage to having a truly toxic father-son relationship with Thor, or how he is, even just going down to it, he screwed over literally everyone in the game until he's finally backed into the wall and seen for who he truly is. In many ways, from when he kills Brock, to when he uses the innocence during the final fight to try and, slow down Kratos and Atreus, to when he cannot literally, in the face of death, stop what he's doing, telling Atreus that he will not stop, and he cannot stop until someone else other than him has either stopped him or he finds the truth. I mean, he's a maddeningly perfect and obsessed BBEG. Now let's look at our little gremlin factory Felicity, a hierarchy-loving warlord who can spout off one of a few phrases. Adapt or die. Like that's supposed to have me quivering in my boots. When I'm pretty sure we are the only ones adapting or attempting to not die in this game. Vampires are the ones who refuse to change from their illusions and their gross final forms. I mean, I don't get how we're literally not the ones trying to change. That's all she can say. She goes on and on about how humans need to accept their pitiful deaths, and yet throws 3 vampire lords in a row to me on the hardest difficulty, and I whip their ass. Because, that's true power right there. Oh my god. And let alone she also attempts to take William Rentier, or Rentier, however you want to say it, like halfway through the game, and uses mind tricks, and that he just casually fends her off. Because, who needs a BBG who is stronger and changes plans, is capable of actually manipulating and using new insults? No. Let's repeat the same 3 ideas, okay? 1, humans are weak as she gets her ass kicked by them. 2, she's just a little bit of enough of a sociopath that we can feel okay about killing a child. And then 3, and finally, okay, after losing a fight, she has to always turn to the main character and give some kind of speech about how we need to just adapt or die in some form or another, as if she won that fight. I mean, there was no sense of losing to her, just waiting to win. And let me tell you, the wait ain't worth it. No. At the end fight with Felicity, okay? They just have one massive health bar with no indications of any phases whatsoever that can be breaking them up. I legitimately, on top of that, could not tell you the differences between the phases that are supposedly there. They just have you walking in thinking that you're going to go in for a 45 minute boss fight, and then awkwardly, partway through, they just stop the fight, black out. She says some random stuff, does a little dance, grows bigger a little bit, and then spits out the same shit she's been saying already for 3 phases. And then that's it. While Odin had full phases that showed characters adapting to him and finishing the phase and kicking his butt, and Odin having to change his strategy to try and survive. Even whole ass characters are introduced mid-fight, like Freya with the noose coming in clutch to grab and subdue Odin, and forcing him to panic cast a spell to destroy the floor, and then having to regain the upper hand by using Hugin to gain the actual noose. And I mean, like that is how you adapt or die, Felicity. So next off, we actually have what is, in my opinion, the greatest ingredients this game makes. In fact, it's the main reason I'm making this video. This game just rips off other titles blatantly and provides a worse product. Firstly, let's talk about Evilwest's Overcharge versus God of War's Rage. Now, beyond the fact that they're simply the fucking same with the actual combat animation themselves, the Overcharge is as cool as Rage. It's also just, it's got a worse cutscene, worse executions, and on top of that, limited executions compared to God of War's Rage. I mean, Kratos has a specific execution for almost every single enemy. I swear, let alone his weapons. I mean, Jesse just like punches them extra hard or does a little snippy slice. And the most unique kills are the ones where he takes a boss and uses an entire weapon to kill them from the boss or the boss's like armor or stuff, even then he reuses those kills for when he kills them again next time. Well, Kratos rips people's chests off, breaks their jaws, breaks their necks, uses each weapon in his own unique execution on the enemies, and overall just focus on the actual weak points on the enemies, from a dragon's wings to an armored soldier no longer wearing their helmet so you can behead them. And oh my god, do not get me started on the animation again, because oh no, god, you got me started. Wow! They're the same, they're the damn same. I mean, they both start with a leaning forward punch into a second hook, followed by a spin cycle to give a final momentous backhand. And then I mean, my god, the only difference is that Kratos starts his cycle left or right-handed based on if he has his shield or not. Or should we talk about how the Kratos' rage punches are the exact same as when Jesse shocks enemies? And don't get me started on how everything I thought was original, everything else was actually just ripped from the Devil May Cry series, such as the gunplay, and the combo system, and the god, yeah, I'll just leave it there. Or else this video is gonna be way too long, and it's just gonna be me bitching for way too long, and there's already enough of that. I'm already gonna be leaning to this game enough, so yeah, because for how they stand to how they murder, and how much about this game feels original. Now, I keep comparing this game to God of War a lot, and with good reason. However, it does also have other games inspired by, such as The Order 1886, a 2015 action-adventure game developed by Ready at Dawn Studios and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. It uses the theme and style of Evilwest. In fact, I will say these weapon models look very familiar, almost. You know what? Hold on. Granted, okay, they're both a steampunk themed game where people use, variety of weapons and tactics, explosives, and focuses on science to make lightning and to fight vampires and gain the upper hand on a war with them. And oh god, this is just the same story as The Order 1886. Oh fuck, both games use a handsome rogue and their witty or sly sidekick and fight half-breed monstrosities created by vampires using a variety of weaponry that have a steampunk theme. Oh god, yeah, no, it's not a comparison whatsoever. No, I'm not. You want me to start shouting again? No, I'm telling you how it's just the God of War gameplay with some Devil May Cry combos sprinkled on in and slap that bitch on a story that you took and ripped out of The Order 1886 and with some cowboy fucking aesthetics. I mean, no, I don't think I will. Alright? No, we've already been leading this game enough and making our point about how we feel about it. Right, Wolfpack? We've already made our point. So, during this playthrough, I actually played about 90-95% of the game on the hardest difficulty. At least hardest difficulty that I'm aware of. And I know that I take full responsibility and it's my fault, and any suffering that is caused is due because of me choosing the difficulty. However, doesn't really matter because about 65% of the game was mind-numbingly easy and boring, and I have to have my Twitch chat give you fun challenges such as using the melee-only combat, using guns-only combat, strafing left and right only, no going forward, or my favorite was stopping every 30 seconds to run in a circle around the enemies before getting back into combat. Now that is what made it fun, not the monotonous grind between waves of enemies until I get the same boss fight again. This game has some legitimately challenging parts I will give credit to, and that are pretty fun. However, there are two instances, though, that are also so incredibly difficult and with a mind-numbing gameplay that, for both the sake of my sanity and just completing the game in a timely manner, I had to turn it down to normal for both the sake of me and my chat. They were begging me like lamb to the slaughter. They just wanted me to pull them out and put it on normal for once. Alright, now let me tell you, these two instances are so egregious with their sins that I could just not bring out the holy gamer spirit to beat it, you know? I mean, for this video, I'm only going to go over the mid-game lizard hybrid fight with way too much health for a not the end of the game fight, and not the actual end of the game fight with Felicity, as I think you already know how I feel about Felicity. Because even though this is not the end of the game fight, it fucking feels like an end of the game fight for how long this fight goes for. In one single attempt at this, like, situation and circumstance with this lizard hybrid bitch, had a 10-minute fight where I still had 2/3 of the bar to go through, and no way for this game was I fighting non-stop for almost a half an hour straight. I mean, God, that bitch has so much health that you could fit into that also heals. It could take you out in one hit if you don't have the refusal to die skill. Like, I cannot properly tell you the frustration this singular boss fight caused me during this playthrough, and don't get me started on the two group fights that they put at the end before Felicity's fight. Oh my god, 2 Gatling guns, 3 base bosses, along with a horde of extras, and then they have 3 more bosses. This game has no sense of balance. I've spent most of this video just tearing apart this game as original content. Yeah, Evilwest ain't that. However, I have to admit something. This game, while it does suck for a AAA game, it's perfectly fine for a game. It's a perfectly, not good, not great, but not bad game. Where, I mean, if you're not a sweaty masochist like me and you just put on normal, so the hardest difficulty, you could just casually play through it, enjoy the few unique cool powers you get, such as, electricity, grenades, and the unique cool skill systems that you get in it that let you approach it in a slightly different manner. But, I guess, as we have said before, the boss fights that are original are cool and captivating and original. Like, they are original. They're new content. It's cool. It's a good fight. That's really all I can say. I'm trying to think, but at the end of the day, I will criticize the ever living hell out of this game because it does suck for a AAA game. But for just a game, it's not a bad game. It's a game. It's a good game. Good enough. Good enough game. It's just a painfully unoriginal game that you will pick up, put down, and never think about again. I just happen to be thinking about it again and again and again, and that's what drove me to make this video. So, thank you all so much for watching the video. If you got into the end of it here, here with me, here, 1-to-1, yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, punch that subscribe, maybe lightly kick that bell, Yeah, send it flying into the atmosphere. Don't forget, I'm Wolfer28, and this was my review of Evilwest. Thank you very much, y'all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now. Get out of here. Leave. Go. Bye. You're not wanted. Maybe by your mom, but not by me. Alright. Goodbye. Don't forget to pet the cat on stream. Fuckers.